Hi everybody. Have you ever converted some of your underwater images to black and white? In my opinion, there's two great advantages to this. One is some of my images that I otherwise would have deleted due to poor color or white balance, I convert them to black and white, and all of a sudden they can look great, all right? And the other is it can help me emphasize some aspects in my composition, especially when I want to emphasize things like simplicity, negative space, contrast, texture, line, things like that. So in this video I'm going to give some tips on subject selection for black and white images, and I'll go over some technical and composition issues as well. Let's check it out. Well, let's first talk about subject selection. I have found in general for black and white, when converting to black and white images, it's good to select subjects not known for their beautiful colors, like this school of Barracuda, or this southern stingray with a diver in the background, this Caribbean reef shark, and wrecks are also good subjects for black and white. I have found that converting black and white images with when the subject is known for its striking colors, like this lovely red sea urchin, it really does not work, as you can see there, okay? Or this brilliant yellow butterfly fish, not so great in black and white. Now, one of the greatest things about the black and white option in saving images is that I would have discarded many images due to poor color balance, like this Barracuda taken in available light at about 60 feet depth with a simple compact camera. I hated the colors, the way it came out, and I was about to hit the delete button. I converted it to black and white, increased the contrast a little bit, and it might not be the best image, but I liked it enough to save it. I think it's kind of a cool image, actually. Now, I have found that macro doesn't work quite as well as wide angle, but some macro images are okay, like this tarpon, or this macro shot of barracuda teeth, or this macro view of a spiny lobster eye. But in general, I've had much more luck with wide angle than macro images. I think in part because so many of my macro images I emphasize bright colors. Now, there are many different ways to convert images to black and white in Photoshop or Lightroom, and I'm not really going to get into that here. I'll tell you the truth, I usually just click on the convert to grayscale and then make a few simple adjustments to increase the contrast without blowing out detail in either the light or dark part of the image, and I'm done. Now, for technical aspects, I usually prefer available light over a strobe, like this available light shot of a reef shark. But strobes can be okay, especially if you want to emphasize texture by putting them at an oblique angle, like showing the skin, the texture of the skin of this trunkfish, taken with a simple compact camera and only one strobe way back in 2004. I try to emphasize high contrast between the light and dark areas, while still keeping details, however, in both areas. And of course, make sure your subject is sharp and in good focus. Now, for composition considerations, the first huge advantage for me, other than I can save images that otherwise have poor color balance, the other huge advantage is by eliminating the distraction of color, black and white can heighten the simplicity of an image and accentuate the value of negative space, making the colorless negative space less distracting. The space in the lower part of this frame helps show that this turtle was ascending from a depth. I think it's a cool image, very simple. Black and white images can also help one visualize patterns or lines like this wreck, or patterns like on this octopus taken in Indonesia, or patterns on this sea urchin taken with a simple 5-megapixel camera and a single strobe way back in 2004, or texture like the wrinkles on the neck of this turtle. So, in conclusion, subject selection, I like to pick wide angle over macro when converting to black and white. And it's nice to select subjects that aren't necessarily known for their vibrant colors. And it's great to save images that you would have already discarded, otherwise discarded due to poor color balance. For technical aspects, I usually like available light, but strobe can be okay, especially if you want to bring out texture and topography by setting it at an acute angle. And of course, you want to make sure the contrast is high and your focus is sharp. And for composition, we can really emphasize certain composition issues like simplicity, negative space, line, pattern, and texture. Well, thank you very much for your attention, and don't forget I always appreciate any comments or feedback, and I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.